I drank a beer. I drank another beer.
Welcome back into the Beers and Balls show. My name is Eddie, and as always, joined by Drew. Drew, how are you today? What's going on?
Not too bad, man. Getting halfway through the week, forgetting more and more about Sunday. How you feeling?
I'm forgetting more and more by Monday. The beer did help on Monday, and the hangover hurt on Tuesday, but here we are on a Wednesday evening, enjoying some me for beer, whatever your drink is. And for that, welcome to the show.
Welcome. My whiskey drinkers.
Whiskey. And before we get started fully ingrained in this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. Follow us on Instagram at the Beers and Balls Show. Like we say every show, we want you guys to come on the show, talk beers and ball with us. We haven't had anybody on yet. Any special viewer gestures. You could be the first one. Wherever you are, though, you could be the first one. So make sure you do those things. All right, Drew, well, we're going to start with Monday Night Football. We're going to start with the Green Bay Packers versus the Philadelphia Eagles in that yawn fest that was, where it was, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what's going on. The offense was about as bad as it can get. From start to finish, as bad as it can possibly get. Defense played out of their mind. And if the offense had barely a pulse to generate anything, the Packers, in my mind, would have probably won pretty easily. The way that defense was playing.
So this was a very defensive game. Obviously, it was 10-7. What was kind of the quarter by quarter kind of breakdown of this?
Well, I'll actually just break it down into two halves. Defense just did their job the whole game. It is criminal that I can't celebrate the defense because of the way the offense made this game go. I wish I could sit up here, celebrate the hell out of the defense because they deserve it. The defense deserve it. Micah Parsons had a hell of a game. He wasn't a stat sheet stuffer, but he impacted so many plays. The linebackers played fantastic. Up front, defensive line held Saquon to 60 yards. He hasn't been great all year, so it's not like something you hang on your mantle, but when you hold one of the best backs to 60 yards, you're still doing something great. And on the back end, it was 2 or 3 plays that they really didn't have a great showing on for those 3 plays, but outside of that, locked them up. So defense, A++++. I'm sorry that the offense let you down. Sorry for that. Here's the biggest, most criminal thing in the world. It's Jordan Love had 6 passes in the first half. Someone needs to go do 25 to life. I don't know if it's Matt LaFleur. I don't know if it's Steno. I don't know what Hackett does. If he had anything to do with this, put his ass in jail. Somebody needs to go to jail for Jordan Love having 6 passes in a half. And I understand. You had only 1 possession in the first quarter. Then you only had 2 or 3 in the second quarter. But in no shape or form do you have a $55 million a year quarterback throwing only 6 times in the first half. I don't understand why this organization continues to want to treat Jordan Love like a rookie quarterback or second-year quarterback that hasn't really proven that he can sling it around. He's top 10 in every major quarterback statistic. He's on pace for 4,600 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. A quarterback that's on pace for that doesn't throw the ball 6 times a fucking half. It doesn't happen. It's atrocious.
Do you think after that Panthers game where he had a few turnovers and, he didn't play exactly his best, that they're kind of maybe trying to switch up the game plan a little bit, or,
No. It's Matt LaFleur doesn't know how to beat a too high safety shell. That's all it is. It's all it is because he's so running. He loves to run into the wall and look around and look at his fucking tablet on the sideline. Like he's ordering a pizza and he can't figure out if he wants pepperoni, sausage, vegetarian. He can't figure it out. Just same way that he can't figure out how to beat a too high shell. Look, which is high school level, college level. Like, it's not hard. Hit your intermediates. Fucking, it's open for you to run the ball, but when your offensive line sucks in the run game, when they suck in the run game, you can't just keep pounding it and saying, going, coming out on pressers saying, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. Then get the fuck under center. Stop running from the shotgun. Bring bigger linemen in. There's other things that you can be doing right now instead of, let me bring some receiver in motion behind the running back, have my running back do a fucking pirouette, 3 linemen pulling, and then let Josh Jacobs run against this defensive line, against any defensive line the Packers have played this year, without a running start, 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's high level coaching right there. My fucking ass. Cry me a river. This offensive line sucks. They are decent in the pass game, but they fucking suck. And I don't know if it's schematics, if it's a zone run offense that's messing it up, if it's a power run. It doesn't matter. It both sucks. And Josh Jacobs is getting the butt end of it because he is just making people miss. He's doing the best he can, and his offensive line is just not helping him out at all.
Yeah, I mean, I remember you were praising their offensive line earlier, but like you said, it sounds like they're better at passing, blocking than they are running. You know?
Yeah, and so they sucked at that on Monday night too. Jordan Love was pressured on 40% of his dropbacks. They suck at that too.
3 sacks he took.
Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember the exact number. I mean, I know he definitely took one ugly one, real bad one. And speaking of Jordan Love and decision making. This was like one of the first times I've seen him at the snap, because he was pressured 2 out of every 5 passes. And he started, you can tell by watching him that he was like an extra second quick at trying to figure out where the rush was coming. Like he wasn't standing tall and letting it loose like we see him do. Because when he's not pressured, he's fucking fantastic. He's fucking fantastic when he's not pressured. But he was just off his spot. He wasn't moving like he should. He was just having a really rough go. And I think a lot of that has to do with he just doesn't trust his linemen. I mean, why would you? If every 5 times you pass, 2 times, a lineman's trying to put you 6 feet into the ground. It's just coach has to get him out on the edge. Move the pocket.
Do you think that this offensive line struggled this game? Because you said earlier this year that their pass blocking was pretty good.
Yeah, well, when they were all healthy and Aaron Banks, the left guard, who's getting paid a bag, remember that he's playing in the National Football League and not like out there picking daisies. I mean, he's so bad some games where it's like, are you hurt or are you just this bad? Which one is it? Like, if you're hurt, how hurt are you? Because anything is better than what you're doing right now. Literally, and there's so many reps you look at and you're like, what does this guy even know that he's playing left guard? I mean, I think there needs to be a monumental change to this offensive line. And people are going to hate it. The people out here are going to hate my take. But you got to move Zach Tom, our right tackle, inside. You got to move him inside. You got to sit Banks down. It needs to be Rasheed Walker, either Jordan Morgan or Zach Tom at left guard, Sean Ryan, and then either Jordan Morgan or Zach Tom at right guard. Whichever way makes coach happy. Whatever you want, Matt. Put him there. Zach Tom or Jordan Morgan, put him at guards, and then bring Anthony Belton in at right tackle. Something's got to change. We can't continue to just trot out the same thing and expect these guys just to get better. It's week 10 in the NFL. Who you are is who you are unless you make a change. Yeah. And they're going to be mad because you're paying Zach Tom all this money. At the end of the day, you're not paying him to play right tackle, and if he doesn't play right tackle, he doesn't get paid. You pay for the player. You don't play for the position. You pay for the player. You got the player. Now go make a change to make him win.
Yeah, no, so it definitely sounds like y'all had a lot of troubles on offense this week. But between all of that, offensive line coaching, quarterback play, which one do you think was the most impactful to you guys not winning this game?
I mean, I think the easy thing to say is play calling, but I really want to. And I'm not trying to shit on Jordan Love either. I'm not. I
Hey, I
think
mean, you'll have bad games.
he had a bad game in the sense of the bad plays he had were very amplified. Because he went down in the fourth quarter. He threw absolute strikes that were drops. And so it seems to me the drops are back in the receiving room. Here come the drops again. They're back. I hope it was just a flash and not a thing going forward. Those were big time drops that they had there at the end. Like game deciding drops at the end. That Jordan Love, but the thing with Jordan is like I know he's gonna bounce back from it because he'll have like that fumble and then come right back out the next series, start ripping. Like he doesn't let a bad play or a bad series linger into the next one. But I just want to see him have more control, and I think that's why he needs to be better. Is that Matt LaFleur needs to give him more control, because in no shape or form is inexcusable on a 4th and 1 to do an inside zone. It's inexcusable when everybody in the field knows. Everybody in the stands knows. Everybody at home knows. You're not able to run block, so let's run the ball on 4th and 1. And it's hindsight. It's hindsight because maybe he could have passed it and it was an incompletion. And then we're making an argument of it's 1 yard. If you can't get 1 yard, you shouldn't be an offense in this league. Like you can make those arguments. Mm-hmm. But I want the ball in Jordan's hands with the game. That's what you pay him for. Put the ball in his fucking hands. And Matt LaFleur is just overthinking it. I think a lot of the discredit's got to go to Matt LaFleur. But he just give the keys to Jordan Love. Let him take this offense to the next level. Fuck it. Let him throw 4 interceptions against a cover 2 high shell. Fuck it. I just need to see something better than Josh Jacobs running into a wall every first and second down. I will take multiple interceptions in a game if it just means we're trying to vertically pass the ball down the field instead of horizontally, because a cover 2, like a cover 2 shell, which is 2 safeties in the back, they're playing horizontally. So when we're throwing bubble passes, we're playing right into their hands. And with that too high safety look, they're just begging you to run the ball. But when your 5 offensive linemen can't even block correctly, you have nothing. So get away from it. Fuck. But moving to the defense, let's talk about something positive. I'm fucking tired of talking about the offense. It's taken me like 2 days to actually speak on the offense because it's just so putrid. It's just so fucking ugly. It is ugly. And they have too many weapons on this offense for it to be this ugly. Somebody's got to get out of the way. I don't know who it is. Could be Matt LaFleur. Hell, it could be Jordan Love. And him just not making a decision fast enough, because there's been plenty of times where he got rid of the ball a beat too soon and had a receiver coming wide open. If he just one more Mississippi, he would have had a wide open receiver. So he deserves some flack too. Not all the criticism that he's getting, though. Definitely not that. But to move on to something that's positive is this damn defense. This defense comes to play every week. They really do. And Micah Parsons said it after the game. We held one of the best running backs to 60 yards. His whole mantra kind of went into like telling the fans to fucking chill out. We're going to win a lot of football games. The Packers fans, especially on Twitter, just think the Packers should win every game. Every single game they should win. Which, I mean, as a fan, that's what you want. That's what makes being a fan fun. But it's not realistic. It's not realistic. Mm-hmm. I think what is the biggest heartbreak is 3 losses, total of 9 points. I think that's like the killer. It's the hypotheticals that make this team feel worse than it is.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, I think the fans are a little bit justified. I mean, you guys are supposed to be a Super Bowl playoff contender, and you lost two
Which we still
games
can't be.
back to back.
We've only lost 3 games. Like I don't know. We were in last year. We were 3-6 at this point. Not 3-6. I'm sorry. 2023. We were like 4-6 at this point. It went on to the divisional round. Hell, last year we couldn't beat a good team. But we beat all the shitty teams. It's just.
I mean, it's just tough because, like, I know, you guys just lost back-to-back games at home, and you guys couldn't even put up double-digit points, both weeks. So I know that's definitely frustrating when you're paying a guy like Jordan Love and, the caliber that your offense can compete at. So, yeah, you guys got something going on, man. I hope you figure it out because, 7 points, 6 points last week. It's just. Well, did you score 10 last week?
We scored, yeah. It was 10-3 or 10-13 against the.
Okay.
No, it was 16-13. I think I don't remember. It's 16-13 against the Panthers, and then 10-7 this game.
Yeah, but you guys are quite capable of way more points than that.
Well, that's the thing. They've shown it too, which is like the most wildest thing ever. And if you can't get somebody of a too high shell, you don't deserve to win. If you can't get somebody to change their defense like the entirety of the game, you don't deserve to win. You have to earn the right to throw the ball down the field. So that means you have to run the ball effectively. Packers are just on a shit end where they're not able to run the ball effectively because they keep doing the same runs. They keep doing it. And the problem is, looking forward to kind of this Sunday against the Giants, they couldn't stop the run if they were on offense, they couldn't even stop the run. Like they're the worst in the league at stopping the run. And the Packers are going to run the ball so well on Sunday. You're going to think the mojo's back. We're able to run the ball like we did last year. And then they're never going to do it again because Matt LaFleur is going to be so like gung-ho on he had one good week running the ball. Now he wants to do it all year round. Where it's like, why do you draft all these receivers then? Why do you get all these weapons? Why do you get a first-round receiver if you want to run the ball? And I think Josh Jacobs should get 20 touches. Doesn't mean he needs 20 carries. 20 touches, get him more involved on the first down passing, which they just don't do. They just don't pass the ball on first down. It's a foreign language to this team. Anyway, back to the defense. I've been talking about my guy, CV, Carrington Valentine. He gets +5 to every attribute when he starts talking shit.
He does.
He has come out and fully proven that he is the number one cornerback in this Packers room, even after paying Nate Hobbs and bringing him in. All this talk about Keyshawn Nixon, Carrington Valentine is the best cornerback on this roster, and he is proving it week in and week out. And he is the epitome of it doesn't matter where you were drafted because he was like a 6th or 7th round pick. Once you're on the field, nobody gives a shit anymore. Go play football. And he's like living that embodiment, which is so exciting because that's just what you want out of any player. Get out there, talk your shit, and back it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he played great, man. He had Tet locked up and almost picked him off when you played us. So, he's a bright spot rookie for y'all. So, I'm glad you guys found a nice late round.
No, he's I think he's his third or fourth. He's in his third or fourth year. He really had his coming out party in 2023 against the Lions on Detroit on Thanksgiving. Him and Corey Ballantyne started that game, and they did great. And he's kind of just been, whenever he called upon, done great. And then whenever somebody a higher echelon came back, they always booted him to the sideline, which is just unfair to him because he's just done nothing but great things. And just fucking fantastic. Now, the one thing I don't want to talk about, Drew.
Well, hold on. Before we get to that, man, let's take a drink for the
Please,
defense.
I'm going to need it. They deserve it. You know what? God bless you, Drew. Game recognized game. Appreciate that.
Cheers to the Packers defense.
That's right. Keep it going, guys. And that's the thing that's not getting talked about enough. This damn defense is fucking fantastic. And one of these weeks, the offense is going to get it together, and then it's just going to momentum taking it from them. Let the momentum go. Defense just has to continue to play consistent football that they're doing week in and week out. And eventually, maybe Matt LaFleur just needs like a couple more hours of sleep a night. You know, get his brain refreshed. You know, he's in a rut. Go get some more sleep, Matt. You know, go to sleep early tonight. Take an Ambien. Get some sleep. Wake up refreshed. Get inspired. Inspired by something. You know what's not inspiring me? The fucking kicking. This shit is so fucked up, man. Justin Tucker has just served his 10 games. Go get his ass. 3 kickers is better than 1. You know what? Fuck it. Go get Justin Tucker, too. Let's have 3 kickers on the roster. Matt LaFleur came out today and said, yep, we're going to roll with Brandon McMiss. Brandon McMiss, that's our guy. He's not healthy. He's not healthy. Except for not being on the injury report today. He's not healthy.
Did he
Sir shanks a lot.
Oh, he did. He missed a field.
He shanked the shit out of it. He shanked the shit. I wasn't even surprised. I was sitting there because I was watching with my brother Alex. We were watching it, and he's like, "Oh, he might tie it up." I was like, "Ain't no fucking way this guy's making this." I have zero confidence, absolutely zero confidence. And I thought going into this year, Drew, I really thought because he came in, he was like our kicking savior last year. After all the problems we had, he just came in. Game winner. Oh, it's just we don't have to worry about kicker anymore. Re-signed him to a 3-year deal this offseason. One less thing to worry about kicking. This son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at his numbers.
He's
11 for 17.
He's the worst kicker. You could rated. He's 39th out of 39th. Anything is better than him. Anything.
There's only 31 teams, so
32. 32. There's 7 other kickers that are not starting kickers that are better than him. And one is on your roster. I mean, maybe this guy just sucks. Maybe Harvesek, maybe he just sucks during practice, shanking everything. And it's some fucking pipe dream that he came in and went 4 for 4, set the franchise record, sure. There's a world where we live where that's a thing. But I'm a fan. I don't want to live in that world. If what I see on the field sucks and I have another guy that can replace him, it can't get worse than what he's doing right now. It literally can't. It's not like he's banging in 54-yarders like it's easy. No. This guy sucks. This guy stinks. And we're just trotting him out every week. If it is even close to field goal range, that bitch better be a 35-yarder or Matt LaFleur's going for it. And that's what's costing. If you know what the thing is if these games weren't ending so close, like if each of our losses weren't by 3 points, nobody would give a shit. But each loss is by 3 points, and in each loss, he has a missed kick or a blocked kick. I'll forgive him for the blocked kicks against Cleveland. I'm sure he missed one in that game too. I just can't think back that far. I ain't no statistician. I know what my eyes see, and this guy stinks. Get him out. See you later. We've moved on from other kickers faster, but since we signed this ass bag, you're just keeping him along for the show. I mean, at some point, usually special teams bites us in the ass in the playoffs. Hell, it's been biting us in the ass all year. It's just, it's putrid, man. It's fucking terrible.
How much is his contract?
It's like $10 million.
Damn.
He's one of the high. I mean, he's not one of the higher, but it's like, why keep another guy? Why keep another kicker on your roster then? Why? If this is your guy and you're going forward with him every week, because there's like 50 Lucas Haversacks on the street right now. Like, he ain't no special gem that is adding so much to this locker room that we can't stuff him away. Like, he's in a skill position player where he has a certain traits that you don't want another team to have. 31 other teams had a chance to sign him before we did. 31 other teams will have a chance to sign him after we let him go. Will they? Probably not. And we're just wasting a roster spot on his punk ass. That's what the thing I just can't remember. Why are you on the team then? What are you, just a certified water boy that can kick if our kicker's hurt?
You got me beat. I don't know. You got me beat. That's Yeah.
Well, now see this because these are Matt LaFleur decisions, right?
Yeah.
Who's up and who's down, unless it's like a medical thing. You know what else he's in charge of?
Coordinator.
Huh?
Or is that not the special teams coordinator?
Special teams coordinator is also the assistant head coach. That fucking thief, Rich Bisaccia. I don't blame a lot on him. You know, he's just a coach. He can only try and get the guys in the right place. They have to do what they want to do. But I'm sure he has an input on going for it on fourth down because he's always in Matt LaFleur's ear, and who he thinks can kick come Sunday. And he's the highest paid assistant coach and / special teams coordinator in the league. And our special team stinks. I don't know if our special teams has been good in like 25 years. I don't think.
Only in the NFL you get paid to suck at your job.
Only play I think it's like sports in general. Like NBA, you can get paid. You get paid astronomical. I think baseball steals money more than anything else. Those sons of bitches get guaranteed contracts for 15 years just to go out and strike out every time.
I mean, baseball's a little more consistent. Usually, the stars play well.
Yeah, but they have a little bit more free reign on their ability if they want to swing the bat or not. It's more of an individualized offensive sport.
Yeah, definitely.
But Matt LaFleur's also in charge of the play calling. He's our play caller.
Yeah.
We've already talked about this a little bit. Shit stinks.
Yeah.
Like
and he's the head coach. You know, if he said, "Hey, we're putting the other kicker in," you know, that's his call.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day. So.
But when he gets down to play calling, a lot of the Packers X-sphere on Twitter, or X, has just been burning to the ground. I mean, hell, it's burning to the ground as we speak right now. Everybody's calling for Matt LaFleur's head. Get him fired. Okay, who are you going to bring in?
Yeah, it's middle of the season.
What are you going to do? Oh, let's take play calling away from him. Oh, well, weren't you the same person last year praising him for when Jordan Love was out for 3 games, or 2.5 games on the ability he was at play calling and how he was this maestro? You were. My bad. If he changes just like 5% of his play calling, you know, brings in some bigger packages, adds more weight to the line, you know, by doing 6 offensive linemen or 3 tight end sets. If you're going to commit to the run and the run is that big, make them match your formations. Get down in the I form. Add some bigger bodies. You know, play off of that. Instead of this more spread style you want to do. If he just changes 5%, you know, like 10 to 12 plays of the entire script of the game. You just change or add more.
How many years has he been coaching for y'all?
Since 2018, he's been the coach, and he's had a great winning record. He's like 75-30 or some shit like that. Like, he's got a great winning record. So he's like, his thing, he's treated a lot like the quarterback. Nobody wants to give him the necessary praises when he has 13-3 seasons. But a one loss, they will magnify the mistakes more than praise the greatness that we see week in and week out. You know, and the greatness that he's done with the help of his assistant coaches and quarterback coaches, what he's done with Jordan Love. Seeing the talent years before he's even taking snaps and being the head guy, you know, foreseeing all of that, gets no credit for it on a weekly basis, you know. I think people just expect perfection at such a high level that when it's not there, they want to jump on the bandwagon of, you know, hate watching, fire this guy, okay, like we've been lucky, as a Packers organization, went from McCarthy to Matt LaFleur. Look how many franchises hires and fires. I mean, for the Panthers example, after John Fox, I think he had like 10 coaches since John Fox.
No, after Rivera was when our like carousel started.
Yeah, but it's like, but once those carousels start, it is just a death circle, because you're wanting so much success so fast that you can't even attain it before you fire that guy. And so you want to fire somebody that's been fucking awesome, that's only missed the playoffs once in his tenure? Like, it's just, I can't get rid of it. And then the last thing about this Green Bay in general is Jameis Winston will be starting for the New York Giants come Sunday against the Green Bay Packers.
That's how you feel about that.
You know what? It's on par. It's on par. It's really on par. I love Jameis Winston. He's gonna. The thing is it's better that Russell Wilson stinks. But the thing is with Jameis kind of works in our favor as a defense because Jameis doesn't get the ball away quick. No, he's gonna hold that sucker, and he's gonna throw it. And he's gonna make mistakes because he's either gonna throw for 4 touchdowns or he's gonna throw 4 interceptions. There's no in between. There's no in between. And he's going to hold the ball long enough for Micah Parsons to really have an impact on this game. Rashawn Gary to really have an impact on this game because he ain't going to snap throw. That's not him. Russell Wilson would do that.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston, he thinks this is probably the only time he's going to play all year. He's going to come out here and start slinging that rock around.
Oh yeah, and they just fired their coach. So
yeah, that's what I'm scared about. That energy bump after a firing coach, that scares the shit out of me. So many times.
Yeah, you don't know what the game plan is going to be next week.
Yeah, because I think part of it's like the players feel like guilty for that coach getting fired, so they kind of like come out and play with some energy. This Giants team stinks. They suck. I don't even know if they're gonna have any receivers out there. I think they got like 2 available right now. But they got good pass rushers, right? So they got you got to be on alert for Brian Burns, Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, because Dexter Lawrence going to go 1-on-1 with a backup center and Sean Ryan. So that'll be something to watch for. But their injury report today was long. So we'll get into that probably later this week, more of the games. But Jameis Winston was announced today, and he had a pretty funny little presser. He started singing like halfway through his presser. Yeah, but good for him because he's deserved an opportunity. He's an NFL quarterback.
Man, how does he still have a job but Cam doesn't? Which is kind of wild.
I think Cam's shoulder injury pushed him out of the league.
I think he wanted too much money because he was wanting like $30 million, and they were like, no.
Yeah, well, he wanted $30 million in a cap world where that was not a thing.
Yeah.
And I also think that shoulder injury he had was really bad because even in New England he was not doing great. That little last time in Carolina didn't do great, and I think that one shoulder injury really tore him up.
P.J. Watt.
Yep.
Yep, I remember it. Never forget.
Well, before we move over to your Carolina Panthers, let's do some beer break. Whiskey break. Hey, so thanks for sticking around. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let us know what team is your favorite and what you want to talk about. If you want to come on the show and talk beers and ball, we'll love to have you on here. Back to your show. All right, and welcome back to the show. Drew, we're going to talk about your Carolina Panthers. I know there's still some weight left on your chest you want to get off. But first thing is, why don't you tell the viewers about your most recent time on Carolina Panthers local radio?
Oh, yeah. So I got on the Carolina Panthers local radio, talk some opinions and whatnot, and it went quite well. He agreed with everything I had to say except one. I'll get into that later, kind of getting into that. But, we're moving up in the world, man. And,
We're putting out our wing and starting to extend
yeah.
our
I think
our
we might
reach
get our
here.
own radio show eventually, man.
Hey, any sponsors out there, you know where to find us. All right, so let's get into the Panthers right here. Okay, so we're gonna start with blaming Bryce Young. How much? Where's the blame sit with him on this past Sunday's loss?
It's 95% on him. I mean, there is no reason he can't throw the ball downfield. He's been playing like garbage all year. I mean, let's just not even like put it, in good words. He's just playing like garbage all year. The only decent game he had was at the end of the Cowboys game, against the worst defense in the league. So he he's just making bad decisions. I don't know if he can't see. I don't know if he's worried about his arm. He just can't do it. Like he just throws check down after check down. He'll run outside the pocket, just throw it away. Like he just doesn't look confident. I mean, everything he does is just not good. I mean, it's been 3 years of this and no improvement. I mean, it's clear that when Rico doesn't rush for over 130 yards, that we're gonna lose because Bryce just can't move the ball downfield, and that's what happened Sunday against a JV Saints team. I mean, he just got outplayed by a second round rookie on his second start on a JV Saints team. Like he played better than Bryce has all year in that one game.
Yeah, that Tyler Shook.
Yep.
I mean, we could. Well, there was some deficiencies. I mean, did JC get any blame? I mean, he's the one that led up those 2 touchdowns.
Cornerback is a tough position.
It is very tough.
So, but I mean, if you look at the end of the day, we only gave up 17 points. I mean, that's winnable in the NFL. You held them to 17 points.
Who are you telling? Who are you telling?
And these ain't world beaters. This is the New Orleans Saints, possibly the worst team in football. Like we can't put up 20 points on these guys. Come on, man. That's all Bryce, man. I mean, it's just pathetic, man. He's turning the ball over, can't move the ball down the field. I mean, it's just bad, man. I'm not. JC is a good player. Our defense is one of the bright spots on our team, and Bryce is the one that's holding us back.
How much do you think it was like an emotional letdown, though?
Oh, it was huge, man. Because, like I said, I said he hasn't been playing good all year, but he started to at least make better decisions where he's not turning the ball over, and we were letting our run game get going, and that works for us for now, And now it's basically just showed me I've just lost all faith in him. Like, I mean, you can't put the team on your back and beat the Saints team. I mean, he hasn't put the team on his back all year, except for the end of that Dolphins game, because he turned the ball over 3 times in the first half.
He had no choice but to.
Yeah, exactly. And it's every the only game is the Cowboys game at the end where he had a nice little ending drive. But like I said, other than that, he's just trash. Now to move on to the bright spots a little bit, our defense is solid. I know the statistics, say we're like around middle of the pack, but if Bryce wasn't throwing all these turnovers and putting our defense in bad spots, we're top 10. I mean, we're top 10. We got a solid defense, man. I know our edge rushers aren't fully there yet, but Nick Scroton's developing fast. I mean, he's looking real good, and our linebackers, Trevin Wallace, he's really coming along. And that was our weak spot in the beginning of the year was the linebackers, and he's really developed. So. I mean, we got a top 10 defense, man. I mean, this defense is ready to go. And then, I mean, you look at the O-line, we got a top 10 O-line. I mean, they get Bryce all day long, and he sits back there and can't do nothing. I mean, our wide receivers are solid. We've improved the receiving core, so I mean, the bright spots are there. I mean, it's really just the quarterback position that we're struggling with. And, yeah, Yeah, and I need to say a message to all my Panthers fans right now.
Let them know. Okay. You let them know.
I need to say all my Panthers fans, quit blaming Dave Canales, quit blaming the receivers, quit blaming everybody but Bryce. It's Bryce's fault. Just stop, okay? Dave is not telling Bryce to not throw it downfield. Okay, that's not a thing. NFL coaches are not telling their quarterbacks, hey, you got a weak arm, don't throw it down the field. If that was the case, Bryce needs to be demoted to the practice squad immediately, and we need to pick up someone out of free agency. Because that is the most astronomical thing I've ever heard. Okay, the receivers are fine. They get enough separation. This is the NFL. You're not going to have guys wide open every play. You need to throw them open. This ain't college. You need to throw them open. And Bryce is bad with his accuracy. He's bottom 5 in the league in completion percentage. Okay, Like their defense is fine. It's been fine all year. Bryce just puts them in bad spots, and we get a couple points scored on us, and people want to flip out. No, the defense is fine. So, and it's, Canales is calling good plays. We got guys running wide open downfield. I can't tell me how many times I've watched the Skybox film and seen Coker running wide open down the field, and Bryce is just throwing it to the guy who's completely blanket covered to just check down to Rico. So, quit blaming everybody but Bryce. It's time. It's year 3. He's not shown any improvement. He's not helping this team win. Let's be real. It's Bryce. Everybody, stop blaming everybody but Bryce. I'm sick of this. It happened year 1. They said, oh, the O-line was bad. We got a better O-line. Oh, now the receivers bad. We got better receivers. Oh, the defense is bad. We got a better defense. We've improved every asset of the team. But Bryce cannot get it together. Stop blaming everybody else. Come on, guys. Let's be real. Bryce is not the guy.
You heard it here first from the man himself. I mean, you could... you know what? I am going to cheers you that. That was very well put.
Exactly. And to all you people saying about the receivers too, this is the same receiving core where he had his 10-game stretch last year where everybody thought he had turned the corner. This is the exact same receiving core, and we've added 2 better guys in Mitchell Evans and T-Mac to join him. So don't say it's the receivers, because he was balling out with these receivers at the end of the year last year. So well, you can't do it now.
Your thought process is spot on. Like, it almost makes you think: is Bryce hurt? Like, is something hurt in his upper body that he refuses to throw the ball down the field?
He's just playing hesitant, man.
It just seems like a concerted effort from him to not throw the ball down the field.
Yeah, he's just hesitant, man. I think he knows that his arm is weak, and that his weak arm, he gives the defenders an extra half second to break on the ball with how slow it's getting to him, and I don't think his deep ball accuracy is very good because he's got to put all his strength into it to throw it 30 plus yards, and when you got to do that, it's usually not going to end up in the spot you want it, So yeah, his deep ball is just not working. I mean, it was working last year for a little bit, and I think, but that's because the pressure of the season was off and it was a wash. But now we're actually in playoff contention, and people are hoping he's going to do something, and I think he's breaking under that pressure.
Yeah, I mean, your offense is built to be able to throw the ball deep because you have such a good run game, and you're forcing heavy boxes so that you have opportunities that you wouldn't if you couldn't run the ball, like one-on-one opportunities with the receivers. And you hit on a great point. You nailed it out of the park with, this isn't college football. Receivers aren't running wide open. Like, you maybe have a half a step to a step on a defender 90% of the plays. Like, people are too infatuated with highlight reels and guys running wide open down the field. They're too infatuated. It's not like that's such a very small percentage of what normal route concepts get you. It depends, because if you're playing against a heavy man, you're going to be an inch or two, a step, maybe ahead if you're running a good route. If it's zone, you have like a second of lapse time where you're open in the middle of a zone against a good zone defense. You're running in windows. You're not running... Just because you seem open doesn't make you open. You're just open in a window that's getting ready to close because it wasn't an anticipated throw. Like that. There's levels to what you're doing there, but you have to have a concerted effort of looking for a home run play. And Bryce has no care in the world for having a home run play, to giving Ted McMillan a one-on-one chance down the sideline, 45, 50 yards down the field.
Yeah.
I cannot. I don't know if I've heard the name Xavier Legette all year. From all the hype he had this preseason, through 10 weeks of the season, I haven't heard his name once.
Yeah, he had a I think like a 90-something yard game against the Dolphins. 10 receptions, something like that. But other than that, yeah, he's been pretty silent. But he's a solid receiver. I don't want to sit here and say he's a bust or nothing like that. But I mean, these guys aren't bums. These are solid NFL players. I mean, like you said, they all get paid.
They all get paid.
Everyone wants to act like Legette is just like laying down on the field like he ain't playing. It's like someone's got to throw him the ball. He can't throw the ball to himself. Like, I mean, what do you want him to do? Like, I mean, in that game against Green Bay when we played y'all, when he threw that pick in the end zone to Xavier Leggett, Coker was running wide open underneath on that 10-yard line, wide open, and he decides to chuck the ball to Xavier Leggett in double coverage. Like, it's constantly. I mean, yeah, I'm seeing this game after game after game, and I'm just like, I don't know if he's just locking onto one guy and hoping that works out because he can't see over the line. I mean, that's the only thing I can say, especially with that interception to Alontae Taylor. Like, he had that predetermined. I'm throwing it over here. And I mean, he threw it right at him. I mean, it's just he's just whatever he's doing ain't working.
Yeah, that interception was,
that's probably the worst throw I've probably seen in NFL football.
It's definitely up there,
Yeah.
because it wasn't like a let me throw it deep and give my receiver a chance, even if it's a double or triple coverage. At least give him a chance. This was, I'm throwing this ball out there and I'm gonna throw it as lazy as I can.
Yeah. Yeah, and it wasn't even close to T-Mac.
It wasn't even close.
It was like 7 yards away.
I think Alontae Taylor jogged to that interception. I think he jogged out there.
I think he thought Alontae Taylor was T-Mac.
He could have.
I mean, he threw it right at him.
Maybe he forgot that he was playing at home. Maybe he thought he was away.
Yeah, for real. Because like I'm still just baffled on, man. It's just stuff like that. Like, you don't see elite quarterbacks do stuff like that.
No, and Bryce Young is not that. He, in no disrespect to him, he's an NFL player, so he's good. But in this world of elite quarterbacks, he's a game manager. He is a handoff merchant to Rico, a safety valve thrower, and he'll win you the game. He'll win you a game in the best possible circumstances that he has.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, he just seems like a solid backup. You throw him in there for a couple games. Hopefully the run game gets going and he can get you a couple first downs. And I mean, that's all he's really good for, man. I mean, I have not seen him put the team on his back one time this year and lead us to a win. I mean,
so it's hard enough for him to lead you to a win. What the hell's all this playoffs talk that we got going on? If he can't even lead you to a win, we talking about the playoffs?
We were, man. We were because we're second in the division. We're only a game behind Tampa Bay, but I mean, after that last performance, man, I mean, that was a must-win game for us because the rest of the road ahead, other than Atlanta this week, I mean, we got a pretty tough schedule. So, and I think teams have kind of figured out, hey, if we can stop Rico and just stack the box, Bryce isn't going to throw it more than 10 yards, so we don't really got to worry about it. So, I think this is probably the downfall of our season right here. I think this is where it all starts going downhill right here. I was hoping for playoff aspirations and all that, but after last week and what I've seen from Bryce all year, and now that teams figured out that they need to stop Rico, and he seems like he's got some leg issues, something's wrong with his leg. Chuba's not playing, up to his standards, and it's just looking downhill, man. So, if anything, hopefully we just have a bad season and get a hot pick. We can get somebody else.
And so that's what leads us to bye Bryce.
I'm 95% there. I mean, unless he balls out the rest of the year, I mean, I don't see any reason to keep him.
Well, there's also no reason to cut him. No reason to cut him. So you wouldn't cut him. You would have to trade him. And you gave up a lot, which I think is probably to some of the detriment of Bryce Young and, the bad coaching his rookie year and the benching that inappropriate benching that he had. You don't bench your first overall pick. You just don't do that unless you're going to move off from him because that just kills his confidence. So I think it makes sure of bad coaching, not having the weapons around him almost immediately. He was thrown into a terrible situation in Carolina when he was drafted.
Yeah,
his development, he just hasn't developed, and you're getting to the point where, next year he's going to want to get an extension because you're not going to go in with your franchise quarterback to the 5th year, so you have a year. So that gives a team who thinks they see something in Bryce an opportunity to go get him. I mean, I think you shouldn't give him away. So you should at least get a 3rd-round pick back because, I mean, that's what your compensatory pick would probably be if you, after that, if you don't pick up his option the next year you release him. I mean, we're talking compensatory pick way down the road.
Yeah.
or you can't move him and get like a top pick. Like you would have to give up your own draft capital to get down there.
Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking. It's, if he doesn't ball out the rest of the year, which I'm pretty sure he's not, I mean, if I was the GM, I'd be telling all the scouts, hey, start looking at quarterbacks this year coming out the draft. And I'm not saying we need to get a top guy because we do have Bryce for one more year. So even if we do draft a guy, in the first round, second round, who's not maybe necessarily better, he can sit behind or he can compete with Bryce. That might bring out a little more out of him. He's sitting pretty at the number one spot, not worried about Andon Dalton. We cut Hendon Hooker and Mike White. I mean, he ain't not worried about losing his job. He's completely secure. And I think, maybe bringing someone in might spark some fire under his ass. Maybe like, hey, I need to, compete with this guy or show the organization that, I'm, not, a bust. So, but I'm thinking, we get a quarterback this year in the draft, whoever it may be. I would like Lenora Sellers, but he's looking like he's probably going to stay. I really don't care who it is. We just saw a second round rookie outplay Bryce Young, so I really don't care who it is. I just want a different quarterback in there, someone that can at least give some competition, And if not this year, man, then we'll wait 2 years and get somebody. But I kind of think it's a better idea to go ahead and get somebody now. Him and Bryce can be like the 1 and 2, maybe battle for the starting position. If he needs to sit behind Bryce for a year and kind of watch him, throw interceptions, that's fine. But it's just I don't see it, man. I just don't see it. There's nothing. There's nothing he's shown me that to say that we need to. He's a franchise guy. Like why in picking up a 30-year option, like why do we need to pay him $30 million? I just don't see it. I mean, what do you think?
I agree. I mean, I think the best course of action if I was a GM. Going to this year, I'd probably get one of the premier quarterbacks. I mean, when I say premier, I'm talking about like lower mid, like a Daniel. Like if you could get like a Daniel Jones-esque player in free agency, have him come in, let him and Bryce compete. Same because that's exactly what the Colts did because they had all the Colts. The reason our Colts are so good is they have a quarterback, Daniel Jones, who's just not turning the ball over the same amount that Anthony Richardson was, or was able to run an offense at a medium quality level with a good running back. I mean, there's some pretty big whole differences between the Colts and Panthers, but the Panthers can put themselves on a similar pipeline to the Colts, where you don't really need a upper tier quarterback since you can run the ball and you can play good defense. You just need a guy that's going to come in that can throw for about 200 yards a game, maybe a touchdown or two, and do their best not to turn the ball over. But is going to actively throw the ball. So like a Daniel Jones, or whoever comes out next year. I mean, we'll know closer to, March who's getting signed or not. But there's always like 2 or 3 projects, what they should have done when they had Baker Mayfield in here in Carolina. Like you've had the opportunity to Sam Darnold to Baker Mayfield. The opportunities have been there. But you got to have the right pieces there for that to work. But I think he needs to sit.
Yeah.
Because he's not developing. He's not developing.
Yeah, not at all.
Not at the rate you want your number 1 overall pick to. I mean, look at Caleb Williams' development. I mean, Caleb Williams developed more over 1 year than Bryce has the entirety of his time in the league.
Yeah, I mean, look at basically every quarterback taken after Bryce, in the same draft and the year after. I mean, I know the same.
Outside of Anthony Richardson, I mean, he's the only bust to pick at 4.
And, yeah, but I mean, he was a project. Everybody knew that.
He was a project from
that was a
day
gamble.
one.
That was a big gamble by the Colts. So I mean, every quarterback taken after him is playing like amazing. I mean, it looks like he is like should be an undrafted free agent.
If you saw his numbers, you'd be like, this guy stinks, and he's like, he's a backup quarterback. Where you don't fear this guy coming in. Like I fear Jameis Winston like probably 5 times more than I fear Bryce Young.
That's sad.
But it's the NFL for you and what you want. I mean, I don't know. There's no qualities that Bryce Young has that a coach sits in his office and is like, we're keeping him because of these traits.
Yeah, I mean,
He can hand the ball off really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got good pocket presence. You know, like he can kind of sense pressure coming from behind him and get out the pocket. But other than that, like I really don't see it. I mean, he can escape well, but he escapes and he just runs out of bounds or just throws it in the dirt. Like it doesn't go anywhere. You know, it wasn't like in Alabama where he was known for doing those improv plays, running around and chucking it to a guy downfield. He's just not doing that. And I mean, he's had plenty of opportunities. I've seen the skybox film. I see the guys open. But he's so hesitant. Like he's just so hesitant. Like he's just not letting it rip.
Yeah,
Like,
and I
he'd
think
rather take the down and just not have a turnover so people won't yell at him.
yeah, I mean that's really where he does it. So he doesn't hear himself on the sports talk radio show you went on hearing about all his turnovers. But outside of Bryce Young, like what's the future with the Carolina Panthers outside of him? I mean, you got to make a decision on Rico. On if you're going to scenario, what are you going to have? 2 highly paid running backs? There's like decisions that have to be made. What do you think the future is in Charlotte, North Carolina for these Carolina Panthers?
Man, I like what we got going on. I think Rico is having kind of just a hot streak. I don't think he's going to keep this up. So I'm fine with getting rid of him at the end of the year. Or if he wants to come back for cheap, that's fine. But everything else on the team's looking solid, man. I mean, I would like another solid receiver. But I mean, other than that, man, we're looking an edge rusher. But I mean, Nick he's developing fast, man. I mean, he looked great last game against States. He was getting a lot of pressure.
Told you that's my guy. I fucking loved him out of the draft. He's getting more playing times, was what you need, because so many teams are just scared to throw their fucking rookies out there. Like I'm all proponent, as long as the rookie's not a quarterback, throw all your rookies out there. Let them in those middle drives, on at midfield or at the 45 where they're not likely to get a one-play touchdown. Get their asses in there. Have them have 15, 17 snaps a game if you have premier guys. But now he's a starter. I don't think he's going to give that job up now. He's been playing at such a high level.
No, definitely, man. And he's going to I'm sorry, who are we talking about again?
Nick Scorton.
I lost. Nick Scorton, my bad. Yeah, no, he's definitely playing at a high level. He's killing it, man. I mean, as for an edge rusher, we really needed, and the beginning of the year is looking rough, but he's progressed so much. I mean, I'm watching him play every game. He's just getting better and better and better. I think by the end of the year, he's going to be our edge rusher, and I don't think we won't really need to worry about drafting one.
Not high, and you can use more. You can find you a gem in the 3rd or 4th round. With that. Well,
definitely.
Any last things on the Panthers before we move over to the daunting, non-Memphis having college football playoff?
I just want to say, all my Panthers fans, man, let's be real. Let's be real. Bryce isn't the guy. He's not an elite quarterback. He's not going to win us the Super Bowl. Just because he didn't throw a couple picks and Rico ran for 130 yards and we won a game doesn't mean we should pay him $40 million a year.
God,
let's be real. Let's think about the future. Let's think about the future. I know Bryce has been the quarterback, and we kind of want to stick with him, but we eventually we got to move on. This is just not going to work. And I hope he proves me wrong and balls out the absolute rest of the year. But I just don't see it.
Hey, tape don't lie. Tape don't lie.
It don't.
Well, here, cheers to your Panthers. Cheers to your future. All right. Cheers to you having good Sundays moving forward.
Yeah. Thank you. And the thing that really kills me is, man, I loved Bryce Young in college. Like, I remember watching him be like, man, I really hope the Panthers will get him, but we're never going to get a high pick. And we traded up.
From, 8 to 1? 9 to 1? 10 to 1? Something like that?
And, man, I was so excited about Bryce. I've stuck with him these past 2 years. And then this year I was like, all right, this is his make or break year. And
which is fair. So. I think it's fair. And speaking of.
It's just.
Go ahead.
I just want to tell my Panthers fans, I believed in him. I really wanted him coming out the draft, So don't think I always hated Bryce. I've been wanting him to succeed, but let's just be real. It's over.
You got to be real at some point. And speaking of the college Alabama, moving over to the college football playoff. New look. Got some new teams.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, one team that I said needed to be in here is making their debut. University of Texas Longhorns are in here. In the USF Southern Bulls. I mean, I think we're just going to get shafted with that 12 spot. It doesn't matter who it's going to be. We're going to get shafted with that one. But I like this outlook. We added this new, image to the screen just to make it a little bit easier because I have a hard time reading. I'm an idiot. So looking at all the words on there, you know what? I was great at reading picture books. I'm still great at reading picture books. It's a picture book to me. This makes sense, all right? So let's start at the top left. Notre Dame, Oregon. Fuck Notre Dame. They're talking about they're so good. They're beating the hell out of everybody right now or whatever. Nah, they're going to get in here and they're going to choke. If they make it there.
Yeah. All this game is just to see who gets their ass whooped by Ohio State. That's all
Yep.
That's all it is.
Best damn team in football.
Are they going to play Oregon and win by 30?
Well, here's the way I look at it. Here's the way I look at it, right? They'd beat the hell out of Oregon. They beat them by they would just repeat what they did last year to them. They'd beat the hell out of Oregon. Jeremiah, they'd be so terrified. Dan Lanning would have PTSD from what Jeremiah Smith did to him. They'd be having PTSD over that. And then they're gonna beat the hell out of Bama or Georgia. Now them two teams can't stick with them. And then who are they gonna play on the other side? An Indiana team that they're already going to whoop their ass in the Big Ten conference, Big Ten championship. Whoop their ass. Only team that's on the right side of the bracket that looks tough is A&M, and it's mostly because I haven't watched A&M, and it's just surprising that they're undefeated. Because Carson Beck in Miami ain't beating anybody. It ain't worth a shit.
I mean, they've had some bright spots, but they're definitely too inconsistent, I think, to make a real playoff run.
But to stick here, I don't really know too much about college football that I've said before, but I would think Oregon beats Notre Dame.
Oh yeah.
They're definitely going to beat them in the uniforms. They're going to look better. Yeah. and so these first rounds they're played on campus. So this would be in Eugene, Oregon. That's a long trip from South Bend to Indiana. That's a long trip.
Yeah, that would be a decent game. Two crappy teams playing each other.
Yeah, those 8-9 games are always the best. I mean, Notre Dame, they played Indiana last year in the first round, and he kind of just beat the hell out of them from the start. So I don't really. I mean, they got Jeremiah Love, who can be dynamic. I just don't know what they have in the pass game. And Notre Dame fans, if you're out there, you think I'm talking shit, and I am talking shit. But if there's something I'm missing, please let me know because I love Marcus Freeman. Notre Dame will never be competitive. That's just the thing. They'll never be competitive.
The proof is in the pudding. They do this every year.
Yeah,
They're overrated. They don't play anybody. They go to the playoff and they get waxed.
So what do you want to do? You want to beat Oregon and then just get your ass waxed like you always have for the last 25 years by Ohio State? It didn't matter. It don't matter if it's Tostitos Bowl. Back in the day, 4 times when A.J. Hawk, all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, was sacking his future brother-in-law, Brady Quinn. Or when Joey Bosa's getting kicked out of the game for targeting. Or last year in the national championship. The beatings will continue if you get here and play Oregon. You're just going to get your ass beat again.
Yeah, I mean it's just.
If I was Marcus Freeman and I knew at the 9 spot, if I beat Oregon, I had to play Ohio State. I just wouldn't even show. I wouldn't even go. I just wouldn't even go. I just tell boys, hey man, there ain't no point. There ain't no point, man. Just give the ref the ball, let him put it up, forfeit. Get the ref to do this right here.
Yeah.
Marcus Freeman gives him the ball, and then ref comes up, forfeit.
Yeah.
Get back on the plane. Get back on the plane.
Yeah.
We don't need you there. Get back on the plane.
Yeah. So the first round is definitely looking a lot better. I mean, other than the Georgia South Florida, which is we already know what that's going to be.
I was talking to my college football expert, my dad, college football expert, and he agreed with me because I was going on a rant. It just needs to. We don't need to do conference winners. Fucking participation award winners get into the college football playoffs. It should be the top 12 teams. Because if you're not going to put the top 12 teams from top to bottom in, what the fuck's the point of having a top 25 or rankings at all if you're not going to stand by that. It's just ridiculous. Like, we're making this too hard. We're making everybody in every damn team, conference, whatever you want to say, feel like, oh, if I just win my conference, I'm in. But I mean, what even is USF's record? Like fucking 6-4? I mean, what are they? And I know they're not ranked top. They're not 12th.
Yeah, I mean, they were ranked earlier in the year. I mean, they didn't really like beat anybody good, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, they're world beaters, but they're not gonna beat Georgia. I mean, let's be real. I mean,
No,
and like you said, they're trying to make it like basketball.
I mean, they're 24th.
Like,
so okay. So the 24th out of top 25 team is in. But so they're better than Louisville. That's ranked 20th. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense. Why they what's the point of being ranked 10th in the country and you don't even get into the playoff? What's the point? Where you're better than these teams, but yet you're not in because of the fucking Conference USA champion is in the fucking college football playoff. If you know what I would do if I was in a Power 5, I'd just move over there. I'm in a college football. I could be fucking 5-4 and be in a college football playoff.
Yeah, it's kind of like you said. I feel like they're trying to make it more like basketball, where they're trying to have like one underdog in there.
Nobody cares about your Cinderella story.
Yeah,
it's fucking dumb.
Man. This is football. This is a physical sport. These 4 or 5 star recruits are a lot different from these 2, 3 star recruits. It's a massive difference. Not just in physicality but size. So
okay, so from what I'm reading here, is the only 2 teams that are not in the top 12 is Miami and USF. I don't know what conference USF is in. I know Miami's ACC, and Miami's ranked 15th, so that's not terrible. USF is a travesty. I mean, we're keeping out Oklahoma, and I know they got a big game this weekend, so if they win, they're probably in. I think they play Texas. I don't know, Georgia or Texas, or they play a big one this weekend. But outside of that,
they're in the West Coast Conference. What is that? What is that? Along with rivals Santa Clara and St. Mary's College of California. This is who we got in the playoffs playing Georgia.
This is who we have in the playoff getting their ass kicked by Georgia. I mean,
they played St. Mary's.
Like, why? I mean, because all these other games are watchable. I mean, I just don't know anything about Texas Tech. I just know they ain't got no Pat Mahomes. So, they were wearing his jerseys, though.
I mean, they're in the Big 12. I mean, it's like it's like nobody's in the Big 12 anymore.
Yeah, it's agonizing. Once it gets to the second round, then it's great. But it'd be fucking miserable for USF to beat Georgia and then they play Alabama. And then, what are we going to see Alabama and Georgia play for the 3rd fucking time this year? I mean, jeez.
SEC, baby.
No, the Texas Ole Miss game, that looks fun.
That's going to be a good one.
That looks really fun. And then for the potential for one of them to play Indiana, that's fun. This weekend I'll watch Texas A&M play football. I'll watch them play football this weekend. I'll get a good idea. I didn't watch it. The only game I watched was like a little bit of the Ohio State game. It was pretty much over after the first quarter. So I kind of had to move on from there.
Yeah, they do. They're doing a lot of like read option stuff. They got a running quarterback, and they're running like a lot of kind of option stuff. He's pretty fast.
Okay.
They got a running back playing quarterback. What it looks like. So.
Lamar Jackson, college Lamar Jackson back there.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but I mean, yeah, it's looking better now. There's actually some good matchups now. I mean, they got to figure something out with this 12 seed though. This.
It's bad, man. Well, they're gonna see. They'll see. They'll see. I mean, because there's already gonna if this happened today, right? There's already 2 blowouts in the first round. Oregon's gonna blow out Notre Dame because Notre Dame can't play good in big games. I don't care that they got to to the championship last year. Good. You beat a fucking bad Indiana team at that time that was just starting to get good. There's a reason why they're number 2 right now. And then you beat a Penn State team. Penn State stinks. They suck. You know?
Suck every year, man.
So it's like
they're like Notre Dame. They're fucking
They're
overhyped every year.
Yeah, they're right in that same sphere.
Mm-hmm.
They stink.
Yeah.
You know, and then
coach?
they who for Notre Dame?
No, Penn State.
Well, they had James Franklin fired his ass.
They did. They did fire him.
Yeah, after starting AP poll number 2 or 3 or something like that. That shit didn't very last long, but I mean, hell, they almost beat. I think they played. Who did they play this past weekend? Oregon or Indiana? They almost.
They lost like 3.
Yeah, well, hey, that's what happens after you fire your coach. You get a little energy. Scared of. There's some things talking about how Brian Daboll, who just got fired by the Giants on Tuesday, he's gonna go be the Penn State coach. And you know what's funny is something I did want to talk about is, I know we talked about it on Sunday, but the recording got kind of corrupted. NFL coaches being poached by colleges. Because it's easier to get an NFL coach than it is to get a different college coach. Like instead of getting like a Lincoln Riley from USC, it's easier to pull a guy like a Matt LaFleur, hypothetically. There's a little less red tape. You can give him a shit ton of money to come down. Recruiting immediately goes up because you're playing for a former NFL coach. Transfer portal goes wild.
Yeah.
And then they go back to the NFL after making 4 times what they were making in the NFL. Not 4 times, but like significant amount more. Because coach isn't getting $50 million just to get fired.
Yeah.
But last thing, let's go each game for these first 4 round games. We'll start today. Who are your winners of the first 4 games?
You said who's the winner of each one?
Of the first 4 games, yeah, the first round games.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm picking Oregon over Notre Dame. Georgia, obviously. Ole Miss gonna beat Texas. I think Arch is still a little too young. I think Miami will pull it off against Texas Tech.
Carson
I ain't
Beck.
watching much of Texas Tech, but,
Well, they got a good rush.
hey,
They got a good edge rusher in that Bain Jr. Ruben Bain. He's a pretty good damn edge rusher.
I mean, Carson's not too bad, man. I mean, he has his days, but I think I haven't watched my Texas play. It
was hard. They're never on like national TV. You got to have the fucking like Pac-12 or whatever they're in, Big 12 package to watch them.
Big 12, yeah. So it's like nobody really is in the Big 12. So it's kind of like I don't really know who they play, and I'm sure they'll play Texas by the end of the year. They usually do, or I hope they do. And they kind of get a gauge of where they're at, but yeah, I think Miami will probably win that game.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I'm pretty much on par. I think Oregon will win. I kind of want to go against the grain and say, fuck it. If USF makes it there, fuck it, I'm taking them. Fuck it. Anybody but Memphis. Anybody but Memphis. Anybody but Memphis. I don't know anything about USF. I just know it's South Florida. It's hot. So, playing in a dome, they should be all right.
And also,
they're ranked 24th. They're not bad.
And this is how much the conferences don't make sense. They're fucking University of South Florida. They're in the West Coast Conference. Like, what the fuck is that?
West Coast of Florida? I don't even know if it is. It's South Florida. Well, yeah.
Opposite side of the country.
Yeah, it's like oh god, what is it like? What's it? I'm trying to think, because there's like in the NFL, there's like a team. It's like a Jacksonville. Where the Patriots are in the AFC. Yeah.
No, it's Miami.
Miami's in
the AFC.
No, they're not in the AFC North. They're in they're with the Jets in the East.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say they're like whatever the
Jets and Patriots are in the East.
Yeah.
I guess. But like they're also with Miami and Buffalo. Miami's in the AFC East at the very bottom of Florida, with all the other teams being up in the like basically northern part of the United States.
AFC's on some whack shit.
Yeah, well, I think that'll do it for this episode of Beers and Ball. And we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. What a great episode today was. I thought it was a great episode, Drew. What about you?
I think so too, man. I got to get a lot off my chest, man. I've been arguing with a lot of these Panthers fans on Instagram. So
yeah, sometimes you just gotta let a naysayer know. Sometimes you just gotta let a naysayer know.
You gotta link them. You gotta link them. And you know, if any of my fellow Panther fans think I'm wrong, man, please comment.
Hey,
below.
this is a platform where you can come up here and tell us we're dumb as fuck.
I would love to have. I would love to have a debate with a fellow Panthers fan on here about Bryce Young. So if any of y'all think I'm wrong and have a different opinion, man, comment. We'll have you on the show, man.
Yeah, that's it. Comment down below, or follow us on Instagram at the Beers and Ball Show. Send us a DM. That's the absolute easiest way to get in contact with us, and we'll get you on here. Drink some beer, drink some whiskey. If you like vodka, we'll take some vodka. Maybe a Bloody Mary white. Get you on here, and outside of that, we'll see you Friday or Saturday.
See you then.
Definitely Sunday. We love you. Goodbye.